The madness of March continues. We welcome you from Fort Worth, Texas. Already been an exciting day here in the Lone Star State. We saw Baylor go down just moments ago on the floor at Dickies Arena. North Carolina advancing. That was the East region. Now we transfer to the Midwest, and the Creighton Blue Jays winning in overtime over San Diego State against the top seed in the Midwest, the Kansas Jayhawks. Thrilling game for Creighton on Thursday to outlast San Diego State. Meanwhile, Kansas in a blowout. They were dominant over the SWAC tournament champions, Texas Southern. With that, we welcome you. Hi, everybody. Brian Anderson along with Jim Jackson, College Basketball Hall of Fame member. Allie LaForce will be along with us here in just a moment. Jimmy, we just had a thrilling finish. One seed is out, the first seed, first top seed that we've seen go out of this tournament. Now Kansas ready to tow it up with Creighton. So let's focus in on a couple of stars here. Trey Alexander of Creighton and Ochai Agbaji of Kansas.
Yeah, and Agbaji, unanimous Big 12 Player of the Year, does a little bit of everything. You see the points right there, but it's his impact on the game. He doesn't force shots. He allows the offense to work for him, not against him. So for him to get the party started early is going to be critical. And then you have Trey Alexander, 18 points, a career high. 3 of the 18 points with no bigger than that, and one at the end of the game to secure the victory. Another solid performance, decision-making wise, is going to be needed if Creighton is going to win this basketball game from Alexander.
Well, the loss of their big man in the victory, Ryan Kalkbrenner, is a huge story for Creighton. Allie's going to have more on this a little bit later, but the 7-footer, the Big East Defensive Player of the Year, is out. He will not return. He's going to be down about 3 months. So it's Keyshawn Feazell who gets his first start of the year, joining Alexander, O'Connell, and that terrific matchup with Kaluma and Agbaji. And there is Bill Self, the legend, member of the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame, 3-time national champion program in Kansas. Greg McDermott advancing to the Sweet 16 a year ago for the first time, and now he's got his hands full with the top seed. So here we go. Creighton controls the opening possession. Creighton has dealt with so many injuries coming out of the Big East. Ryan Hawkins gets up the first shot, and the former Division II National Player of the Year starts us with a bang here this afternoon.
And that play was drawn up to get Ryan Hawkins a clean look. Now keep your eye on this. Ryan Hawkins will be guarding, from a defensive perspective, Dewan Harris Jr.
Harris got inside but can't score it there. That's going to be a fascinating matchup, and how Greg McDermott continues to work this rotation, which continues to suffer all of these significant losses. Hawkins again draws a double team, trying to get through it. McCormick all over him, and finally it's Christian Brown who comes out of the pack.
And the defense that time being able to tie Hawkins up without getting the foul. Why Hawkins is guarding Dewan Harris Jr. is because he's excellent off the ball helping.
And we'll see if Harris can take advantage and score. Here's Brown, gives it inside McCormick. McCormick in traffic, just rises up above them all. No, and there is Kaluma flying high for the rebound.
And Feazell able to put that big body on McCormack inside, so now you don't have to double team. It keeps you at home with the shooters of Kansas.
Arthur Kaluma missed badly. Creighton knows they need a big game out of Kaluma and Hawkins and Alexander. Harris given a lot of room. It's going to be interesting to see how long Harris realizes he's got some space to score, and he's not necessarily a willing shooter either.
Well,
Brown goes to the basket, he's fouled,
nice.
And he'll shoot a pair.
Well, Brown able to get downhill, but that's the reason why you start Hawkins on him, because now Hawk can be that secondary defender, can help, can close the gaps, knowing that Harris is a reluctant shooter. Now, if he makes a couple, now you make the adjustment to get out to him, but early and often, you're going to load back on him.
Christian Brown at the line, talented junior, second team all Big 12 this year. Kansas riding a 6-game win streak, and the first substitution of the game for Creighton. As you see Feazell go to the bench, Roddy Andro-Nikishvili checks in, and immediately Greg McDermott goes small. It's going to put Kaluma at the 5. This is not a position he's played very often. We'll see how it goes. This is part of the ad-lib here for Creighton and Greg McDermott.
Well, but he's at a disadvantage maybe guarding McCormack, but now McCormack is going to be forced to have to guard Kaluma out on the perimeter, which frees up some space in the middle like right now.
Hawkins kicks it. Kaluma on the drive now, taking on McCormack, and he can't get it to go. That's Justin Wilson with a rebound. Jalen Wilson.
Yeah, good closeout by McCormack that time. McCormack able to force Kaluma to kind of arch that shot up a little bit more than he wanted to.
Kansas plays at a great pace, ball movement, and now away from the ball, a foul underneath. Andro Nikishvili got caught on the big man McCormack, and that was a no contest.
I tell you what, even before this, Andro Nikishvili was just trying to do whatever he could do to not allow McCormack to have position inside. So he finally got, called for the foul. But he was fighting down there. He was fighting.
Let's say help defense is going to be at a premium today for Creighton. Harris given a lot of room. Now he'll take it and he'll stick it. And that's what Bill Self wants to see. He knows teams are going to give Harris a little bit of green light. But he's knocked down his first.
And that's a smart shot because he's wide open. You see Alexander loves to get to that pull-up in particular when he goes right. But once again, is Harris, okay, he makes one, force him to have to make another one, and then if he does that, then you make your adjustments.
Turnover, Brown. Here comes Hawkins, he's fouled. And a foul on the floor, no shot. Be out of bounds. Ryan Hawkins, a 3-time national champion at the Division II level at Northwest Missouri State. Used the grad transfer portal to end up with Greg McDermott and Creighton. And Jimmy only 10 points against San Diego State. Did have 8 rebounds. He wasn't quite himself, but a lot of credit goes to San Diego State taking him out.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's one of the best defensive teams in the country. So on the scouting report, it was to not allow Ryan Hawkins to get some looks, but he's more aggressive at the beginning of this game. And there you go. You talked about Northwest Missouri State. Not only an outstanding career, early on in Division II, but he played 6 sports in high school.
That's right.
Now, he did say that when he ran cross country, I said, why cross country? He said, look, man, I was 190 pounds skinny, I could run. He said, by the time I was a senior, though, I gained more weight. It was tougher on my body.
Allie LaForce, he did say baseball was his best sport among the 6 and his most favorite.
But he also said he loved summers, so it was a really hard decision, but ultimately he chose summers over baseball. He told me that the transition was really difficult at first, the size, the speed of the game, everyone faster, stronger, but with repetition he got more comfortable. He doesn't miss those 5-6 hour bus rides though at the Division II level, I'll tell you that.
That charter plane
What?
in the Big East, that'll change a fella.
Yeah, yes it will.
Creighton with a basketball here. Just getting started. Fort Worth, Texas. What a thriller we saw between Baylor and North Carolina. There's Kaluma, knocks down a 3, and that's going to put the kind of pressure on the big man McCormack that Greg McDermott's talking about. Good call, Jimmy. Abaji is their best player, can't finish it, gets it back, offensive rebound, Abaji is fouled. Foul stacking up, free throws coming for Ochai Abaji.
Well, let's go back. We talked about now McCormack having to guard Kaluma. Watch this. Okay, pick and roll. McCormack is so used to playing back in the paint. The short closeout, because he doesn't want to get driven by, will lead to an open shot. Now, Kaluma has to clear enough space, be comfortable with that, but I would milk that play a lot. Because now once McCormack comes up, guess what? Pump fake, try to get by him, and maybe you pick up a foul as well.
These two coaches so skilled at what they do. Bill Self and Greg McDermott, they're longtime friends. They had some battles in the Big 12 when Greg McDermott was at Iowa State. They had a couple of great exchanges yesterday, passing one another in the hallway, but that battle and those decisions between these two are going to be fun to watch. Hawkins for 3. He has got some quick release, and he cans a 3-pointer, and Hawkins is off to an excellent start. His second made 3.
And see, right there is Brian Hawkins helping on that drive by Jalen Wilson, because he was able to kind of get off Juwan Harris.
Wilson plows through, can't make it. Bodies on the floor. It's 5-on-3 now for Creighton if they want it. And Kaluma's going to the rack, a finger roll. Arthur Kaluma running the floor. 13-7 Creighton. First 5 minutes of this second round matchup. Jalen Wilson lets it fly. No, missed badly. Back tap and a second chance for Kansas.
See, there's Hawkins again. Now that's just good offense by Jalen Wilson, but Ryan Hawkins was in position once again because he was able to help off of Harris.
Harris checking Trey Alexander. Harris, Big 12 all defensive team. He's a handful defensively as well, and Alexander certainly knows that. Kaluma again got the big man on him. Couple of shakes, three-pointer on its way.
And that's what you want if you're McCormack right there, a bailout shot.
Harris open for three, in and out. Kaluma with the one-handed rebound. Fourth rebound already for Kaluma. And step out of bounds, he did.
Yep.
Stepped on the sideline, turned it over. Creighton takes us to our first timeout. Creighton laying a couple shots early and some instruction for Arthur Kaluma, the freshman. Well, it's going to be a new national champion. Defending champs, the Baylor Bears, out. North Carolina headed to the Sweet 16 in an overtime victory. 5 overtime games in the first 2 rounds here. It's been some start. Let's check in with the third member of our team, Allie LaForce.
Well, Brian and Jim, Kansas led the nation in quad 1 wins this season, but Coach Self said it's still scary every time you come to the NCAA tournament. He's saying that knowing he has 7 seniors on this team. In his 19 years coaching in Kansas, he's never had more than 5 seniors, so this is new to him. He said, of course, we have an advantage from the mindset that there is no safety net. David McCormack told me it means more. We can't be caught on our back foot. Teams are going to want to swing first. We have to be prepared. That's what I preach to this team, and Abaji told me too. There's a different sense of urgency than he's felt in the past, and he can't wait to act on it.
No, I love that too, and also Bill Self said that this probably is not his most talented team that he's had, but collectively they believe they are.
Yes.
And that's how they play. And again, you know, individually it's Abaji, but collectively as a group they work so well together, hence they're not relying on one player to kind of do everything.
Well, the most prolific scoring team in the Big 12.
Yep.
Bill Self lost his father in January, and entering this tournament without his dad certainly on his mind. Remy Martin is on the floor for the first time, as is Mitch Lightfoot.
Now Hawkins on Martin has to be a little bit more aware because Remy can shoot at a higher clip.
And Martin left wide open. That's a different ball game out there for Hawkins. Great call, Jimmy, right on it.
Yeah, and see, that time Hawkins chose to stay right about the free throw line and really didn't close out. He got to make that adjustment on Remy.
Turnover. Martin and Brown lays it in. And a little burst here by Kansas coming out of that timeout. Bill Self makes the adjustment. Remy Martin is back in a big way, coming off 15 against Texas Southern. And a foul on the Jayhawks. 7-0 Kansas run.
Yeah, quick hands by Brown, but then he's able to capitalize on it because as Alexander is backpedaling, can never really get his feet together to contest that. So outstanding defense, and then able to turn it over to 2 points.
And now it's Brown on Hawkins. And Remy Martin on Alexander. So you give up a little defense to get the offense. And O'Connell loses the handle. 9 to shoot now. Alexander as they spread the floor for him. Behind the back, Alexander on the drive. Little floater. Can't finish it. Wilson the rebound. Martin had a great first half.
I mean,
outstanding. In that round 1 victory against Texas Southern. Really put it away early, did Kansas. They rolled. Notice Arthur Kaluma, Jimmy, has taken off the knee brace. Caused him to miss a few games as Alexander rattles one home. He was the star in round 1 against San Diego State.
You know what I love about that? He loves to get to his right hand. You see great defense by Alex O'Connell.
Gets a block. On Abaji. O'Connell, the Duke transfer. Alexander. Got Brown on him. Can't shake him, and it's going to be a foul on Brown prior to the shot. Well, he just makes it happen.
Well, here it is. Alexander loves to get to his right hand, but his ability now to feel comfortable to go to his left, which with a right-hand shooter, you can get your rhythm dribble, knock it in. Now you're able to be a dual threat up top, where you're just not relying on that right hand.
Only averages 7 points a game, but Alexander's found a new gear here. 18 points, 5 assists, and a couple of steals, big steals, in the win over San Diego State in round 1. Andrew Nikishvili on his birthday today. He's got Abaji on him. 4 to shoot now. Fiesel's got to go. Fiesel, no. Martin. He's open, he'll take it, and he'll cash it in again.
You got to close out to Martin. I know you don't want to in regards to giving up the driving lane, but Hawkins can close and use his length a little bit more to contest that shot by Martin.
Martin did a good job cutting off the dribble there on Andrew Nikishvili, and it's denied. Lightfoot with a block. Martin runs a break, 3-on-2. And Martin fakes it, gives it now, and Wilson scores. So Kansas now tightening up their defense on a 12-3 run since that timeout for Bill Self and the change to Remy Martin on the floor.
Yeah, excellent decision that time when to give it up by Remy Martin, not early, but just in time for Wilson to catch and score.
Fiesel will shoot a 3. Up ahead, Brown pushing it.
Nice.
Brown lays it in, easy. And Greg McDermott wants a timeout. So it took Kansas the first window to get organized, and now on a 14-3 run. And Brown scoring in transition. The road to the Final Four in New Orleans. We're in round 2 here in Fort Worth. Kansas out front 21-16. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. The best Coke ever, like the GOAT. Is this fact checked? Debate the goatness. Well, Jimmy, Creighton, they're a little out of sorts without their big man. Fiesel shoots a 3.
You know, the funny part is yesterday in practice, Big Mac right here, what you supposed to do?
Go inside.
What you supposed to do? Well, didn't do it.
Didn't do it.
Now, here's the thing, though. Yesterday in practice, Coach said, you know, well, Fiesel has a beautiful stroke. He has a nice stroke. But in that situation, he didn't want him to take that.
Know your game.
KYG, know your game.
Know your game. 2 for 6 all year from 3-point range. It actually was a nice shot. Maybe a development thing for later.
Well, he got a beautiful stroke. It just didn't go in. You're open for a reason.
So Fiesel back on the floor, and he's going to take a 2. And again, wide open. He cannot hit. And now you start to worry about the confidence because he is such an important piece to Creighton right now with Ryan Kalkbrenner out for the remainder of this tournament. Abaji, he is an excellent 3-point shooter. Kansas anxious to get Ochai Abaji going. He's 0 for 3 now. Here's Alexander, he gets inside. No, and Brown clears. Remy Martin, he's hit a couple of 3s. Abaji turns the corner, long 2, not there.
A good contest that time. O'Connell able to get over the top of the screen. At least be there so Abaji could feel him. Hawkins
goes to work. Man, tough finish right there. He had Wilson all over him. He's got a lot of tools in the tool shed, does Ryan Hawkins. He's off to a great start. 8 points, knocked down a couple of 3s. Martin goes right by him and scores a layup.
Well, Martin also, too, he noticed on that drive right there that Hawkins was going to try to anticipate the screen going to Martin's right, and he corrected that and went right back to his left hand.
Remy Martin is a problem right now. He's finally feeling healthy after missing 10 games. Now he's going to be hit with the foul. He got switched on to Kaluma.
Well, Ryan Hawkins much more aggressive early in this game, able to get it. But then Remy Martin said, you got 2? I got 2 more for you with the left hand. Kansas
Well, Creighton jumped out to a 6-point lead quickly. Kansas has settled down and responded. 23-18, Kansas in the lead. Moments ago, Allie LaForce had a chance to visit with the legend head coach, Bill Self.
Well, Coach, what bothered you about the start, and how did you get your team back and rolling?
Well, we want to take away the arc, and they made 3 threes right out of the chute. So didn't do a good job there, and we're letting Hawkins get to his right hand pretty much anytime he wants to.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay.
Yeah, well, 2 of those 3-pointers came from Ryan Hawkins early, which opens up the opportunity for him to get to that right hand. Again, the scouting report is going to say pushing back to his left and make him finish over and see if they make that adjustment.
Bill Self saying the quiet things out loud. So and let's see how Hawkins responds. He's got Yesufu out there. Yesufu switches on O'Connell. O'Connell just shoots up and over him, and Yesufu with a foul just on the floor for the first time. The transfer from Drake, who we saw light it up in the NCAA tournament last year. Joseph Yesufu went for 21 and 26 in the first 2 rounds last year, playing for Drake. And O'Connell, the transfer from Duke, knocks down the first. All right, Jim, let's take a look at some advanced stats presented by Invesco QQQ. And their big man, the Big East Defensive Player of the Year, is out. It's a strength of Creighton, and now they're going to have to find another way.
Yeah, and the reason, not just blocking shots, but knowing as a perimeter player that you got support on the back line is huge, because now it allows you to press up a little bit more, knowing that if you do get beat, there's a deterrent back there in the lane. And right now you see where the second and third opportunities inside for Kansas. Maybe if Kalkbrenner's in that situation, he cleans that up early.
Fizel picks up his second foul. More on Kalkbrenner. Let's check in with Allie. What'd you find out about the injury, Allie?
I spent a little bit of time with him yesterday. So he tore his PCL. He said when he went to run and push off, he heard a pop. So he's out 2 to 3 months. Right now they're saying no surgery. He did watch that last 15 seconds when they were up 3 from the locker room. He said he wasn't nervous one bit. He also told me that he's learned how to be more vocal, and you'd have to rewatch the injury, and it's just hard to watch every single time. But he said his agony was more from being scared than it was pain. So that's the good news. He did tell me that he's been more vocal. He's going to be coaching from the sideline, and he said he's going to lead the team in claps and high fives.
I mean, that's a great attitude to have, and you feel bad for him. Could have been better, obviously, but could have been worse. We were thinking ACL when he first left and surgery, so that is good news that potentially no surgery for Ryan Kalkbrenner, who is an emerging force among college basketball's big men. Kaluma, Hawkins going to let fly a long 3, man. He can fill it up. Kaluma found him, put the pass where it needed to be. And Hawkins, his mother Rhonda, she has seen her son deliver in big moments in the past at the Division II level. And here he is in his 6th year of college basketball. Wilson springs free. Nice find by Brown.
Yeah, good patience that time. And Brown able to catch Jalen Wilson on the backside.
Hawkins with 11 points. He has not missed. He's made 3 threes. And Kaluma going to work on Wilson. No. Wilson holding his ground in there. Yesufu leaves it up top. Too tall for Brown, who can really fly, but that was way up there. Alexander gets his steps, stops, can't hit it.
Yeah, that's where he wants to get you, that right hand, that pull-up. Good defense that time on the contest.
Yesufu turns the corner, and McCormick cut it off. That was well scouted. Kaluma saw it coming, stepped in the passing lane. Turnover, Kansas. Kansas with their 3rd turnover. Here's O'Connell. O'Connell drills the 3. He hit a big one in round 1 against San Diego State late.
And I like it when Alex is more aggressive, looking for a shot. He has such a beautiful stroke. Sometimes I think he doesn't give himself enough credit as being the scorer that he can be and provide for Creighton.
Here goes Wilson, taking on Hawkins. That's been the target. And it'll continue to be the target as Wilson scores on Hawkins. Remy Martin got him a couple of times. Here's Kaluma now. 3-pointer is down. So first, they get a 3 from Ryan Hawkins, and now Kaluma, and Creighton has made 7 threes as Martin lays it in. Boy, what a finish.
Did you see the spin on that?
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, he kind of force-fed that one into the hoop.
Kaluma once again was right on line, just a back iron. Creighton gets back on D. Martin just picking apart the defense. Brown on the drive. Brown, no, hit the side of the backboard. And let's see, that's going to be Creighton basketball. Timeout on the floor. 5:47 left in the first. 31-29. Top-seeded Jayhawks by a pair. Famous Fort Worth stockyards. You know what happens when the Longhorns hang low, right? That means they got swagger, Jimmy.
They got some swag.
They got some swagger.
Okay.
This 73-74 Creighton Blue Jay team, only other matchup against the Kansas Jayhawks. They lost to them in the Sweet 16. Moments ago, Creighton head coach Greg McDermott had a chance to visit with Allie LaForce.
Well, Coach, how do you keep Kansas fearful in the paint without your big man?
Well, it's not easy, obviously, and we're having a hard time protecting some shots at the rim. But we've taken some chances on some three-point shots. Harris made us pay for a couple of those, and Martin did as well. But as long as we move it and play 5 out in there, we're going to have to make a few shots.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
Well, I mean, that's true. 16 to 4 points in the paint. Now, keep in mind, 6 of those 16 points came in fast breaks. But giving up 5 offensive rebounds. So collectively, everyone, Brian, the guards included, have to hit the defensive glass.
Andro Nikishvili gives it to Hawkins. Abaji on Hawkins. They clear it out, going one-on-one here, and Hawkins to his left hand. Can't get it to go. Kaluma with the offensive rebound. Here is O'Connell for 3. Got it. Just before the timer expired, O'Connell hits his second triple.
And good heads-up play by Kaluma, too, to find O'Connell, wide open for that shot. Good hustle on the offensive glass as well.
5 minutes to go here in this first half. Harris back on the floor, running with Remy Martin. Wilson finding the matchup, gives it up. Martin. And now 3 to shoot. Martin, line drive, comes up short. Trey Alexander gives it up to Kaluma now. And O'Connell, he's feeling it. That's off. Missed it badly.
But look at what has happened with Kaluma playing the 5. See Jaden Wilson pull up for a nice little jump shot. It forced Bill Self to go a little smaller. Lightfoot now is in, so give a little bit advantage to Creighton from that perspective.
Hawkins can't finish it. Finding himself on the left side of that rim now.
Yep.
You heard Bill Self saying they're going to take away his right, and Martin answers once again. Remy Martin missed 10 games with that knee injury. Bill Self gave him 3 weeks off. Just get away from the team, get that knee injury right. Injured that knee in late December. Was the preseason Big 12 Player of the Year selection. Been a frustrating year after transferring from Arizona State. But he's found it once again. We got a whistle. So Lightfoot picks up the foul. Timeout on the floor. Kansas by a point in Fort Worth. From Omaha, Nebraska, the Creighton Blue Jays. Poking a little fun there, the Kansas fan. Hey, you can watch live men's games on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming device with March Madness Live. You can scan the QR code to download right now. So Remy Martin, he came on. Jimmy was +5 in his minutes on the floor and asking for some extended minutes here, and he is asking for a breather. He needs a substitution coming in. And Bill Self says, nah, take your 2.5 minutes during the timeout. You're going back in.
All of my playing days, I can never, ever remember asking to be taken out of the game.
Trey Alexander with a Obaji on him, who disrupts that one. Might have got a hand for a block on him.
Yeah, good recovery that time. Trey was open for a quick second, but Obaji able to recover.
Here goes Martin to pull up. Long 2. No. Hawkins with the board. Remember, Creighton had turnover problems against San Diego State in their round 1 matchup. Only 3 turnovers thus far today. 9 assists to go along with those 3 turnovers. That's Kaluma. And that's going to be off Kaluma. Yep. Swipe down from Brown. And there is The Creighton Blue Jays 4 turnover. They led the Big East in giveaways this year to Creighton.
You know, it's a little bit different. San Diego State puts pressure on you on the perimeter one-on-one. Right now, what Kansas does, they play gap defense, team defense, and they kind of take away some of your strength. So a little different defensive philosophy, you know, between the two teams.
Seven to shoot now. Martin trying to get a step on Alexander. Wow, what a move. Oh, Remy Martin. A little jab step and a turnaround jumper is good. He's got 14 now. KJ Adams on the floor trying to check Kaluma. Hawkins backing his way in. O'Connell showed 3 and then fouled by Abaji. Boy, Remy Martin, so quick, so elusive.
Well, Alexander, great time, great job of cutting Martin off, but the counter to that was a spin move back and then square back up on that jump shot at the free throw line.
Played 4 years at Arizona State. He averaged 19 a game in both the 20 and 21 seasons. And then transferring to Kansas and high expectations on Remy Martin. He looks like he is back and healthy once again as O'Connell hits the free throw. Hey, you can get complete coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Tournament on NCAA.com. It's a beautiful arena here, hosting its first NCAA tournament. Hosted the AAC tournament. Got the big rodeo. The national rodeo's coming here, Jim. Maybe
I know
you and I'll
going.
come back for in May.
I wouldn't mind going to the rodeo, though. Check it out.
We're in a rodeo
something
town.
different. Give me some cowboy boots, little hat.
Right next to the famous stockyards. Yeah. Turnover. Abaji. Right into the hands of O'Connell. And O'Connell just lets a long 3 go. And probably ill-advised. Greg McDermott has had a lot of these quick little coaching conversations. What are we doing? Don't get out of your rhythm. I mean, it's almost every possession.
But, you know, and it's because he understands how important each possession, each moment is. And if you allow them to slip away, those can, you know, turn into lost opportunities that cost you later in the game.
Jalen Coleman lands on the floor. Here's Martin for 3. Coleman lands with the offensive rebound. Coleman lands, puts it up and in. The well-traveled Jalen Coleman lands and makes an impact right away. Had some good minutes late in the first half against Texas Southern in a blowout win for Kansas. Arthur Kaluma, turnaround, tough shot. Wilson clears. Kansas on the move, and Brown lost the handle. 2-on-1 here. O'Connell leave it up top, and Arthur Kaluma throws it down. And 1 as Kaluma was fouled on his way up. Boy, a thrilling run in transition for the Blue Jays, ending in a lob. And a foul.
And it's right at the end, right there, with Jalen Coleman lands right there, puts his hands on his hips.
Arthur Kaluma matched up against his brother Adam Seiko of San Diego State. Allie, he didn't make the trip. I guess he's back home with the Aztecs, but he's still with them in spirit, huh?
Yes, he's watching from San Diego, and he's texting me right now. He said he FaceTimed his brother before the game today. He told him he's got to step up, be aggressive, be a leader throughout the game. The team needs his energy on both ends of the floor and keep up the great pace and the great leadership that's built him his entire life. Notice Mom didn't have to do the split jersey today.
No, she's here even. She's enjoying it. And Kaluma's off to a good start. There's O'Connell with a miss. Kaluma with a rebound. Kaluma, and wave it off. No basket on the floor. Foul on Kansas. But Arthur Kaluma, 11 points, 8 rebounds now. And back to the free throw line he goes. That was one of the cooler moments of the NCAA tournament, Jimmy, when you've got a player matching up against his older brother in an NCAA tournament game, and their mom, Eva, was here.
Yep.
Eva Arika, who was on the Ugandan national team for volleyball. Her 2 sons our teammates on the Ugandan national basketball team. What a family.
No, it really was. It was exciting to see both of them match up and kind of go at each other. Little bro, big bro. Mom, the emotion she had to fight between the two, because one was going to be disappointed with the loss, one was going to be happy.
Andronikashvili with the foul on Martin. 11 seconds separating shot clock and game clock, and those two with an embrace. Seiko 5 years older and that terrific San Diego State team. Kaluma's got a bright future ahead of him. And you know what Adam would be saying right now?
What?
You wouldn't have 13 and 8 if I was on the floor guarding him. Martin goes, is fouled. Martin's just in complete control of the game when the ball is in his hands. Whether he speeds it up or slows it down.
You can tell he's healthy though, because he didn't have that explosion, that quickness. He didn't have the lift, you know, on his jump shot. So taking that time off, I think allowed a couple things. One, his body got fresh and healthy, but two, he got his mind right in regards to what he needed to do and what he needed to provide once he got back on the court for this Kansas team.
That shot did not count, by the way. A couple of subs coming in for Bill Self after this one. Creighton by a point, and all tied at 38. Hey, you can join the mania in the BR app. Rep your team, drop your takes, get buzzer beating alerts and more all in one place. Scan the code now to download the Bleacher Report app. Never miss a minute of March. Remy Martin knocks down the free throw. That's going to give the Jayhawks the lead, and in comes Harris for Martin. Great minutes from Remy Martin once again. He'll exit with 16 first-half points. Shot clock is off. Andronikashvili covered by Brown here. Has been 4 ties, 9 lead changes. Martin with 16 off the bench. Andronikashvili high off the window. No. Time to get one up here. Brown got to let it fly. Three-pointer. No. A narrow miss. And we head to halftime with the top-seeded Jayhawks in the Midwest up by 1. Coming up, AT&T at the half. Scores and highlights and the latest NCAA tournament news. That's all coming up on AT&T at the half. EJ, Kenny, Wally, and Clark standing by. The road to the Final Four in New Orleans. We're in round 2 on this Saturday afternoon. Back in Fort Worth, ready for half number 2 as you take a look at the first half stats. The Kansas Jayhawks lead it by a point. Remy Martin leading the way off the bench with 16 points. Brian Anderson and Jim Jackson. Right now the story is the Creighton Blue Jays and how resilient is this team. They lose Ryan Kalkbrenner. They have injuries to deal with all year. And they shot it well in the first half, Jim, and didn't turn the ball over.
But it's interesting because Coach McDermott yesterday said, listen, bottom line is we got to make shots, in particular from behind the three-point line. This is a team on this season that only shot 30% from behind the arc. But early in this game, seeing the ball go in led to a lot more confidence, hence you're 8 for 15, over 50%. Now, will that trend continue in the second half? I'm sure that Kansas will make the adjustment defensively. So we'll see what adjustment counter to that Creighton will make.
One of the worst three-point shooting teams in the country, Creighton. But this is a team that lost Sharif Mitchell early in December. Ryan Nimhard, their terrific point guard and the Big East freshman of the year, got injured in February. And then Ryan Kalkbrenner out with a knee injury in the round 1 matchup against San Diego State. And yet Creighton keeps hanging around. They finished 4th in the Big East. Now Kansas the top seed with the ball to start this second half. We've already seen a #1 seed go down on this floor earlier today as North Carolina beat Baylor. And that's going to be a foul on the floor. And by the way, Jim, 2 #1 seeds have never lost in the same venue on the same day outside of the Final Four. It's happened on 4 occasions at the Final Four, but we're in the second round right now, and Bill Self knows he's got a dogfight in front of him with the Creighton Blue Jays.
And how about coming out the starting lineup for Creighton? Paluma at the 5, no Fizel to start.
Oh, acrobatic finish by Jalen Wilson to open up the scoring here in the second half.
You know, interesting too, David McCormack, only 9 minutes in that first half. A lot of it had to do with the smaller lineup that was employed by Coach McDermott.
Kaluma, he got it cooking in the first half. Pump fake, McCormack stands strong.
Yep.
Excellent defense by David McCormack.
Yeah, he knew Kaluma wanted to get back to that right hand.
Juan Harris leaves it for McCormack, and he traveled. So McCormack got a little caught between steps. The decision for Bill Self to bring Harris off the floor. He was an excellent point guard and a great defender, but needed offense the way they were defending the point guard position. He brought Remy Martin on, and that gave Kansas a jolt in the first half. Trey Alexander is a handful. Coming off a terrific round one performance on the offensive and defensive end. Kaluma now for three. Man, Kaluma. He scored 8 of his 11 points in the first half in the final 8 minutes. And he knocks down a triple, his third made 3. All tied at 41. Ochai Agbaji's been relatively quiet. That's just his 4th points of the game. And his first made basket. The other 2 came from the free throw line. Talking about the Big 12 Player of the Year and a first-team All-America selection.
I wouldn't be too concerned about that because Agbaji's going to have the ball in his hand quite often. And when you know you're a high-usage player, you're going to be able to get your looks and shots. Matter of time.
McCormack get the offensive rebound and a putback. A wild shot by Agbaji, but McCormack was there to pick him up.
And if you're Coach McDermott, you got to be able to live with a couple of those, knowing that you're going to give up something in regards to the offensive glass. Just don't want it to be too often.
Juan Harris picks up the foul as Alexander was going to the basket. Free throws here. We're just underway in half number 2. Creighton against Kansas. Matching up for just the second time in the NCAA tournament. Eddie Sutton was the coach of Creighton in their last meeting back in the 70s. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, the best Coke ever. Like the GOAT. Is this fact checked? Debate the GOATness. Trey Alexander coming off an 18-point, 4-rebound, 5-assist game, career high in points. Hit a jumper to force overtime. Creighton finished regulation on a 9-0 run in that round 1 game and then closed on a 6-0 run just when you thought they were out of the tournament. Brown stopped, almost a turnover. Harris on the drive now. Harris is fouled. Free throws coming as Creighton picks up their 2nd team foul. And that'll be the 2nd on Kaluma as well. Juan Harris really stabilized Kansas. Bill Self calls him his security blanket. Right. Low turnovers, high assist numbers. He was 2nd in the Big 12 in assist to turnover ratio at 3-1.
And he understands his game too, like on that drive right there, instead of settling for a 3-point shot, he recognized Kaluma. It was a long closeout. He put it on the deck and attacked the rim. So that's the kind of maturity you want and expect from the red shirt southpaw.
Dangerous weapon on the bench too, and Remy Martin. Alexander having a tough time finding an open teammate. Kaluma now with 9 to shoot. 5 to shoot. Kaluma's got to go. Tough 3. Wilson was right there with him. Excellent defense by the Jayhawks.
Yeah, just solid defense that time, not allowing the ball to get in front of him.
Kansas leads it by 4 with a basketball. And Brown can't hit it. Kaluma clears the rebound. Kaluma a rebound away from a double-double. He's at 16 and 9 right now. Hawkins almost walked. Hawkins posting up, got a mismatch on Harris. McCormick there with help and a block. Brown on the run. Brown will lay it in.
That was an excellent defensive sequence that time by the Jayhawks. First one-on-one defense, the block by McCormack, and then out in transition, Brown able to utilize that athleticism to get up and over the top. And here's McCormack. He comes all the way up from about the free throw line to get the block, and then on the finish on the opposite side, Brown able to avoid Trey Alexander right there and get 2 in transition.
So McCormick will sit. Mitch Lightfoot is on. Greeted by Remy Martin. And you wonder when Self will make that entry. Got immediate timeout coming up shortly. Fizel, nice pass. O'Connell with the reverse. Oh, the foul on the floor, says Jeff Anderson. Oh, an acrobatic finish by O'Connell. Well, it's going to be side out with the foul on the floor. Or baseline out of bounds, I should say.
How about a little twist? We saw this play the other day with Kalkbrenner, but on the opposite side of the court. That time ran it with Fizel and O'Connell.
O'Connell now for 3. Fizel fighting for the rebound. Going to be an offensive foul on Fizel. Loose ball foul. We'll send it the other way. And Fizel, Jimmy, picks up his 3rd foul, and that's going to force Greg McDermott's hand to go small.
And he's been teetering with that anyway in regards to how he started the half with Andro Nikishvili starting, Fizel on the bench anyway. So some more extended minutes though by Andro.
Kaluma back at the 5. Here's Ochai Agbaji. Offensive board. Brown sets him up again. Agbaji misses again. Alexander comes out of the pack. O'Connell's running. Kaluma wants it up top and throw it down. Arthur Kaluma set up by O'Connell. The freshman has 18 points. Kaluma, 9 rebounds, 2 assists. He's got a block as well. Stacking the stat sheet. Harris, quick release, short. Wilson, and there's a body on the floor. That's going to be a foul on Kansas. Timeout on the floor.
Yeah, this great Blue Jays team is not going anywhere. Throw it up. Arthur Kaluma, I'll go get it. Creighton fighting back.
Well, it continues tonight. CBS coverage continues next. Michigan and Tennessee, 5:50 Eastern on TNT. The Nissan NCAA tip-off, followed by Providence and Richmond. And then at 7:10, it's a doubleheader with St. Mary's and UCLA. Creighton running the floor and going above the rim here, Jimmy. AT&T 5G taking us above the rim. One of the best plays of the game, and the connection between O'Connell and Kaluma. Kaluma's having a big game.
He is too. And how about the outlet pass? Don't understate that by Alexander to get it up and quick to O'Connell, which gave him the advantage. I'm going to tell you something. Talking to Coach McDermott about Alexander, you know, switching over, which is tough, to play the point guard. He said, listen, I played him at that position back in January. You know, now he's more comfortable. So it's not like it's a new role to him because he experimented with it early. And just think now it's paying huge dividends that Coach McDermott kind of did that at that particular time period.
Now Nembhard gets hurt. He was having a terrific season as the Big East Freshman of the Year. But Creighton has endured these injuries, and they hang in there and made a great run in the Big East tournament. Ended up in the title game against Villanova, where they lost. They were picked 8th in the conference. They finished 4th. Kaluma, he's feeling it. 3-pointer, it's short. And Brown runs down the rebound. Kansas with the ball in a 4-point lead. Remy Martin back on the floor. Went for 16 first half points coming off the bench. Wilson at the mismatch.
Good help.
And he lost the ball. Yeah. Ball is loose. Got 5 to shoot. Martin, other side of the floor, little shake, little bake. In and out it goes.
Agbaji.
Oh, Agbaji flying high for the rebound and scores.
You're talking about multiple effort. It was Agbaji that got on the ground that initially got the ball back, and then he crashed the offensive glass, BA, to put it back in.
Oh, if the Jayhawks advance, that's going to be a possession to clip moving forward. Great effort.
Yeah.
Hawkins gets to his right hand. Three surround him. He leaves it. Oh, and denied by Wilson, but a foul. Oh, Hawkins, what a beautiful pass. Connell to the line.
You talk about it. We got the back end of this play here with Agbaji not giving up on the play. Able to avoid his defender and get that offensive rebound, but the big play was him getting on the ground early, a little bit earlier in that possession to keep it alive.
Kansas has doubled up Creighton in the rebounding category, and you figured that was going to be the case today as Coleman Lands enters for Agbaji. Likely to be a quick breather for Agbaji. Ryan Kalkbrenner, the 7-footer for Creighton, injured on Thursday, so missing their presence inside, their rebounder, their rim protector.
But also the two-man game. There's a lot of two-man game with Kaluma and Kalkbrenner in the middle of the court, the high-low situations where they fed off of each other. You don't longer have that option now when you have Kalkbrenner sitting on the bench.
Inside to McCormick. McCormick misses. Hawkins defending. Kaluma with a rebound. He's got a double-double now. Alexander has Coleman Lands checking him. O'Connell. Kaluma probing. Patient. Kaluma slips. And it's going to be a block on Wilson. So just enough contact there. And Jalen Wilson called for the foul.
But you know, one thing with Kaluma, he keeps you off balance. Like right here, perpetual motion. Now he did push off at the end right there. The official called the foul first, but right there is the push off.
Third foul on Wilson, Jim.
Does Pascal Siakam come to mind
I like
a little
that.
bit?
That's a good comp.
You know that?
I do like that. Alexander got the switch he wanted. He couldn't find Kaluma though. Now Hawkins.
Good help that time by McCormack.
Andro Nikishvili. Hawkins, long three. Short. Kaluma, offensive rebound. O'Connell for three. Got it. Timeout, Bill Self. And now the Blue Jays crash into boards. They get a second chance, and now it's a two-point game.
Well, when you get McCormack out of the lane, these offensive opportunities will become available. Talked about the grittiness of this Creighton team. They're coming back only down one.
The Creighton Blue Jays, Jimmy, with 10 made three-pointers. They made 14 earlier this year against St. John's. This is the third most Creighton has ever had in a tournament game, and this looks like an old Creighton Blue Jays game has broken out as we send it over to Allie LaForce. What'd you find out, Allie?
Well, Coach Self was furious with Wilson. He just subbed him out. He looked at him. He said, how could you flop on that? And then on offense, he said, when three guys are guarding you, you need to take it to the basket and kick it out. He looked at the whole team and said, we are not ourselves. Get the ball moving and get an assist here and there and stop trying to play selfish basketball.
Well, there you go. Right on cue. McCormick gets the assist. He scores it and one.
Well, after timeout play, drew it up to get the isolation inside for McCormack. All you had to do was seal that Ryan Hawkins inside, put that lead arm up.
McCormick with 6.6 rebounds. When he's off the floor, it's a totally different look. Bill Self wanted his big man back on the floor.
Yeah, well, defensively is a lot different as well because you got somebody manning up the middle. And they can clean up some of that loose change when it comes off the boards.
McCormick's been dealing with a foot injury. Not quite 100%. Creighton down 4 with the ball. 12.5 to go. Here's Hawkins. And here is Kaluma for three. Comes up short. Martin with a rebound. Remy Martin has not scored in the second half. And he'll pull it. Long two is good.
That's good foresight by you. I think you felt that coming
up. That was the reverse announcer jinx. Works both ways, you know, Jim.
Right? When he was bringing it down the court. But because of his speed, now you're backing off, and that was just a smart move just to pull up and see Coleman lands right there with too much body on Trey Alexander.
Alexander at the line. Creighton hanging in there with Kansas. On this floor earlier today, we saw North Carolina, an 8 seed, take out the defending champs, the Baylor Bears, and a 1 seed. Kansas trying to avoid being the second 1 seed eliminated. 5-point game, another free throw coming. You can watch live men's games on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming device with NCAA March Madness Live. Scan the QR code right now to download. It's a must this time of year. So Alexander with 9. Creighton, one of the worst three-point shooting teams in the country. Anything but today, and it's kept them in it. They've made 10 threes, kept the turnovers down, but Kansas still in front. Ochai Agbaji hasn't gotten hot just yet as he feeds McCormack. McCormack, little turnaround, no. Hawkins with a rebound. Hawkins push up, Coleman Lance backs him down. Hawkins, McCormack there to help. Hawkins puts it up. No.
That's great defense by Lance to wall up, and then on the back end, McCormack came, provided some more assistance.
Agbaji picks up the foul. Kaluma with a block, but free throws for Ochai Agbaji when we continue. The Creighton Blue Jays, they're hanging in there with the top seed in the Midwest. All right, Jim, now it's time to close the gap, presented by Aflac.
Well, for Creighton, you've said it. Stay hot from three. That doesn't mean to force the three-point shots, but you've been able to get it when the ball has been reversed, step right up and get to it. But continue to get to the free throw line. Listen, it's 11-18 left. You're already in the penalty, okay? You're 12 for 13. Utilize that as an asset for you as a team. Put pressure on Kansas to have to guard you off the dribble. You get fouled, you go to the free throw line. You see the discrepancy right there, a disparity between the two-point shooting and three-point shooting this afternoon.
Yeah, how about that? I mean, you're looking at one of the worst performances in the tourney from two-point range. One of the better numbers from three-point range is Ochai Agbaji at the free throw line. Knocks down the first, pushes that lead to 6 for the Jayhawks. I beg your pardon, to 5. And 2 for 2 for Ochai Agbaji. He's 4 for 4 from the line. He's got 8. And you figure he is going to have an impact on this game in this final 11 minutes. Kaluma with Alexander, O'Connell, and Hawkins, and Andro Nikishvili down here in the corner. Creighton still has just 1 point from their bench this entire tournament. Hey, Kaluma hits another one. Boy, the three-point shooting stays hot. 21 for Kaluma. He's got 4 threes, 11 for the team.
Well, the challenge is that with that pick and roll, any instance, you're asking McCormack to help, to trap, and then get back to a shooter, which he's not at all comfortable doing, because that's just something that he hasn't done all year, basically, with playing inside the paint.
Agbaji misses again. He's 2 for 10 in this game. 3-point game. Kaluma on the drive now, and Kaluma was fouled. Boy, he had some bad intentions. He was ready to lock and load right there. Free throws instead.
Well, watch this. Okay, so now McCormack is right here. He's trying to be in help position. Okay, now he has to help take away the drive, but you really don't, because Agbaji had him under control, but he's so used to playing closer to the basket. His natural tendency is to do that, but when you have a shooter that's hot like Kaluma, you have to be a little bit closer to him and force him to have to shoot over a contested hand.
First miss at the line in the second half for Creighton. It's just their second miss of the game. Jimmy talked about all these minutes that they'll be in the bonus the rest of the way. They've shot it at an excellent clip, but Kaluma missed them both. So an empty set for Creighton. Kansas and Agbaji, here he comes. Ochai Agbaji's got 11.
Yep, and good teams make you pay. You miss 2 free throws down here, and on the other end, Agbaji makes you pay real quick with a three-pointer.
Agbaji's first made 3. Alexander stripped by Martin. Great play by Remy Martin up ahead. Bounce pass, and Brown, no. Wilson, no. Second offensive rebound. He hits the deck, and it's going to be a foul on Creighton. How about that pass by Remy Martin?
That was a great pass. First, it was the defense right here, the slap down. A lot of times, officials called that, but then it's up, and Brown actually pushed off on Kaluma, and the officials didn't call it.
Gave the foul to Hawkins. That's his 3rd. Saying it was on the floor. Andro Nikishvili will sit. Fiesel's back in. Original starting 5 on the floor for Creighton. But remember, Fiesel playing for the injured Ryan Kalkbrenner, his first start of the year. Agbaji just hit his first 3. Now Martin. Kaluma is on him. Martin kicks it. Wilson, three-pointer. No good. Long rebound. Another chance for Kansas. Creighton been down on this end of the floor a while now. Wilson, little hesitation. He is fouled. And a couple of free throws for Jalen Wilson. Remember, Ali was reporting that talking to that Wilson got from his Hall of Fame head coach Bill Self. Just a sophomore. He's from right here in the Metroplex, from Denton, Texas. Excellent rebounder, and he knocks down the free throw. Biggest lead of the game for either team. Kansas by 8. 9:16 left. McCormick on the bench. A defensive presence is out for KU. Alexander turns the corner, looking for Fiesel. To catch, Fiesel, the finish.
And that's, I mean, for Fiesel to keep his concentration, because Agbaji was right there to try to knock that pass away.
Wilson missed a 3. Hawkins with a rebound. Creighton down 6. Alexander got stuck under the rim.
Got buried.
Wilson out of the pack, want to move it. Brown gives it, Coleman lands. Tees it up, knocks it down. Jalen Coleman lands. And it's a 9-point Kansas lead, and Greg McDermott wants to talk it over.
Rock chalk, Jayhawk. Just when you think you're back in the game, another three-pointer stretches the lead out for Kansas.
A reminder, you can watch CBS Sports HQ for the best coverage of the big dance. Catch tournament highlights, picks, previews, recaps, and much more on the free 24/7 Sports Network. Download the CBS Sports app to watch today. KU band's cranking it up. Legendary program, the Kansas Jayhawks. Matter of fact, with Kentucky out now and losing in round 1 as a 2 seed, Kansas a chance to tie them for the most wins all time with a victory here today. North Carolina beat Baylor on this floor. First game of our afternoon. And now Kansas, Jimmy, stretching this into a 9-point lead. Creighton with the ball here.
Yeah, critical possession from the perspective of Creighton. You want to kind of stop the bleeding, so to speak. See if you can get a high percentage shot, or even get yourself to the free throw line once again.
Looking inside, bad pass. O'Connell turned it over.
And the play was set up to get Fiesel switched in there, but O'Connell too quick on the trigger. Even if he had allowed one dribble, Fiesel could have got set. Then he could have entered the ball in the post, but he was too quick that time, gave up that possession.
Kansas has dropped the last 2 round of 32 games they have played, USC and Auburn. Trying to stop that streak here today in Fort Worth. Martin, that's a long two. That's a tough shot. Maybe ill-advised and out of bounds. Bill Self frustrated. Palms up.
Well, I mean, both sides, because as you start to bleed into the clock a little bit in the second half, every possession is critical. So you don't want to have those empty possessions on the offensive end, and they come back to haunt you.
Both teams in the bonus the rest of the way here. Alexander could not get the ball to Kaluma. He's got Martin on him, and now he finds him. Kaluma with his first double-double. Having a record-setting performance by a freshman for Creighton as he scores and one. Kaluma back to the line. Chance at a three-point play for Arthur Kaluma.
Well, when you knocked in 4 3-pointers, you got to honor that, and that's what the pump fake does for you right here. Agbaji not disciplined, then the reach in at the end by Wilson. Again, with that three-point line being your ally, it opened up that opportunity for Kaluma to get inside, and that's 4 fouls on Jalen Wilson to get out of position to help with the reach, and now you commit the foul.
And McCormick back on the floor, maybe a little earlier than Bill Self wanted. Kaluma having the best game by a freshman in Creighton history in the NCAA tournament. Sitting on 23, make it 24, and after those last 2 misses at the line, knocks one down. 6-point game. Kansas with the ball in the lead. Martin, three-pointer, no. O'Connell tipped it to Fizel. Kansas just one shot on that possession. Now Alexander. He's stuck, looking for help. Kaluma now. Brown on him. Backdoor cut, O'Connell, and denied, but a foul. Coleman lands. Called for the foul, a shooting foul as well. Free throws for Alex O'Connell.
Well, good read and react this time. O'Connell's going to be denied the ball by Lands, but then pinpoint accuracy on the pass. And that's called just reading the defense right there.
Alex O'Connell, a transfer from Duke, and Ali, he's found a home here in Omaha.
I talked to him about that transition. He said the biggest transition was not offensively, it was defensively, just the style. He said at Duke we were denying passes, we were forcing baseline, and that's what I knew for 3 years. I got to Creighton, we sit in the gap, we force players to the middle. But I mean, I guess when you have the biggest defensive player of the year waiting in the middle, you can force people there, but definitely a little more untraditional than most teams.
His dad played for Duke, and Creighton was a target for Alex O'Connell. Now he's in the NCAA tournament. Big free throws there. 4-point game. Wilson on the bench in foul trouble. Martin, he'll pull it. Martin misses again. Alexander the rebound. Remy Martin has just 2 points in the second half.
Man, that was a good look right there on that pick and roll.
Fizel in a 2-man game with Alexander. Cross court, dangerous pass. Hawkins, he was trying to throw it off Harris. Ends up okay for Creighton, and now with 11 to shoot, O'Connell, no. And Kaluma, and a tie-up. Held ball, possession arrow belongs to Creighton.
And the activity of Kaluma that time able to keep the possession here. Another opportunity for Creighton to cut into this lead.
Alexander passes it up. Harris, an excellent defender on him. Can't get free here. All the way across court. Hawkins. 6 to shoot. No. Can't get the follow. Hits the deck. Missed opportunity for Creighton. Kansas in transition. Brown lays it in. Kansas lightning fast down the floor, and they've opened up a 6-point lead. Approaching the 5-minute mark here in regulation. Had an overtime game to start our day in Fort Worth with UNC beating Baylor and the first 1 seed out. Alexander and Martin's going to be called for the foul.
quick decisions in transition, and the communication, like who has the ball. Kaluma was kind of stuck. Do I step in? Do I stay in the corner to protect the three? And that indecision led to an easy layup by Brown.
2 shots here for Alexander. Creighton in the double bonus. Rest of the way. Alexander moving from the 2 into that point guard position. Has helped save Creighton's season when it looked like it was ready to crumble with all the injuries. Hey, on Thursday, March 31st, TV's #1 new comedy, Ghost, solves the mystery everyone's been dying to know. What happened to Trevor's pants? Why has he spent his afterlife pants-free? We find out. Ghost returns March 31st, 9/8 Central on CBS. Both free throws in, 4-point Kansas lead. Harris and Martin on the floor together. Pull it pass across court. Brown, yes! Big 3, Christian Brown.
And who found him? It was Remy Martin coming off the screen, attracting the attention. McCormack inside, occupying space. It opened it up. A good hands right there.
Forces the turnover. McCormack. Yep. Kansas can add to their lead. McCormack posted up. Harris. And now Martin will back it up. Oh, nice hands. Fizel. Martin trying to thread the needle. Dangerous pass. Ends up as a turnover. Here comes Hawkins all the way. And the finger roll is good. And a foul. And Hawkins will go to the line with an and one.
But a live ball turnover that time, and then no communication by Kansas to pick up Ryan Hawkins. It's almost like, well, do you have him? Do you have him? Nobody has him, and now he has, a clear path to the basket. And that was a big shot, big play that time for the Creighton defense.
Hawkins got off to a great start, 11 early points, but his first points in 24 minutes. And it's a 4-point game. We've got another good one we're set up for. March Madness never disappoints.
No.
Anxious moments. And the longer Creighton hangs around, the more the screws tighten on the top seeded Jayhawks. 5 ties, 9 lead changes, and the biggest lead in this game has been single digits of 9. Ochai Agbaji, long 2 on its way. It's good. Pure stroke from Ochai Agbaji.
And they tried to get him on the post, isolated first. Couldn't get it in, but that's when you go to your second and third option, which is him off that handoff and did a nice little 15-foot jump shot.
Kaluma got Brown on him. Blocked by Brown. O'Connell, 3-pointer. No. And Wilson clears the rebound.
And that's this great team defense that time by Kansas. They converged inside with Kaluma, but even a better job of not fouling.
Here's Ochai Agbaji now, and he gives it up. McCormack denied at the rim. And officials look at each other. That's going to be Creighton ball. Timeout on the floor. 2:54 remaining. What a game. Creighton with a defensive stand. They've got the ball. They trail by 6 when we come back. Got another tight one here in Fort Worth. Kansas leads it by 6. It'll be Creighton ball. No points off the Creighton bench. They've only had 1 this entire tournament. All right, Jimmy, maybe Creighton gets a break here. Take a look.
Well, they do. I want you to watch it in the display. Watch the foot of Ryan Hawkins right there, out of bounds. He can't reestablish himself, so it should have been nullified right there by that possession. Jeffrey Anderson, the official up here who called the call, couldn't see it.
Right.
It should have been the backline official to call that. Actually should have been Kansas ball, but you can't correct it right now.
Yeah, under 2 minutes, you can look it over. Lamar Simpson was down there. He didn't make the call. He looked at Jeffrey Anderson, and it goes to Creighton. So an opportunity for the Blue Jays. They get a break. Kaluma has had a big day. 24 points. Patient in this set here. And now 8 to shoot. Gotta go. Fizel looking for help. Fizel can't wait to get rid of that ball. Alexander, long three. And it's good! Oh my goodness, Trey Alexander! A heave at the end of the shot clock, and it's a one-possession game. The three-point story is huge for Creighton. 12 made threes. Obagi, a scoop. No, Fizel with the rebound. Creighton a chance to tie with a three.
And how big is maybe that call?
Huge.
I mean, if something happens where it turns in Creighton's favor.
Under 2 minutes to go in this round 2 matchup. O'Connell gets to his left, falls down. Fizel, and he finishes. It's a one-point game. Timeout, Bill Self. Creighton is alive. You can't kill this team. An 8-2 run. Kansas with the ball when we come back.
Well, partner, this is reminding me a lot, look at the shot clock right there, of the San Diego State game, where Creighton just hangs around, don't get too far disconnected from their opponent, and then they make a run and make a rally. And right now, the momentum on the side of the Blue Jays, only down one, under 140 left.
Possession arrow belongs to Kansas. No fouls to give here. It'll mean free throws either way. Creighton 6-1 in games decided by 3 points or less. Remember, in their round 1 game, they were down 9. They finished on a 9-0 run to tie that game with just a couple of minutes left against San Diego State. Now Kansas, ball in their court. Wilson gives it up. Obagi finding Martin. Alexander on him. Check these matchups. Looking inside. McCormick trying to plow his way in. Fizel stands tough. And Fizel's got the rebound.
That's great defense. Walled up.
The man who's playing the big minutes today for Ryan Kalkbrenner coming up big. Keyshawn Fizel. Alexander, two-man game with Fizel. Oh, and a bad pass. Obagi, he's got a breakaway. Obagi throws it down. And Kansas is up 3. Under a minute to go.
And a rare mistake by Alexander to get up in the air to try to throw that pass back.
McDermott wants a timeout. Creighton with the possession. They've got one timeout left in a 3-point game.
Yeah, the critical turnover here. You leave your feet, bad things will happen a lot of times. And Obagi, right place, right time, able to put it in, put Kansas back up 3.
Ochai Abaji's dunk on the breakaway gives him the lead by 3. He's got 13 here in the second half. Brian Anderson, Jim Jackson. We got another dandy here in Fort Worth. Creighton ball here set us up for this possession, Jim.
Well, you don't need a 3. I mean, it's been your ally 12 for 26 from behind the 3-point line. If you get a driving kick, you take it. If not, also look for an easy 2 like this one inside. But
had a lob. The pass just wasn't quite there for Fizel. Back it up. 15 to shoot. Remy Martin on Alexander. There's the screen, the switch. Alexander trying to get a step. Alexander denied. McCormick with the block. And a foul on Creighton. Big Dave McCormick with the swat.
Again, to be able to stay with Alexander. There wasn't some contact, a little bit of contact, but more ball right there. Caught him at the end on the head, but McCormick right there. When you need a defensive stop. Wow, none bigger than that right there, because Alexander had a nice little opening.
Here, read this, Jim.
Oh, you want me to read? Okay,
I want you to read that.
15 for 15, Kansas from the free throw
Kansas
line.
has not missed. Thank you. Kansas 16 for 16.
So it doesn't count when I do it.
That's right.
All right.
It's a big free throw. Makes it a 2-possession game. 4-point lead. Remy Martin, 16 first half points. And now he's got 20 for the game.
Go quick.
Clock ticks. Creighton down 5. They've relied on their 3-point shooting all day. That misses. Hawkins going to the 3-point line. 3-pointer short. And a rebound. Obagi. And Kansas starting to smell it now. They're up 5. Obaji's going to the line with 17 seconds remaining. 2 pretty good looks by Creighton from the three-point line.
Yeah, but Hawkins had a layup, I felt, on the offensive rebound. So it's a 2-possession game anyway. Okay, take the layup, force Kansas to have to get the ball inbound. Okay, maybe you get a trap out of it, you can turn them over. If nothing else, you foul, force them to have to make free throws under pressure.
Wilson back on the floor. McCormick sits, and Abaji, oh, the first miss of the day, and Wilson an offensive rebound. It's a 2-shot foul, I thought.
But see, that's what I'm saying is that Abaji misses that free throw. I mean, Wilson.
So that was a 1-and-1 there. So I think Creighton thought that was a 2-shot foul. And you wonder if that was said at some point. Anyway, Wilson is fouled, and he's going to the line. So now it is 2 shots.
Yeah.
And a chance to put this one away. 18 out of 19 from the line. Yeah, Creighton, I mean, they're thinking this is a 2-shot foul. Wilson goes right in.
Smart by Wilson to play on and understand time and score what's happening in the game.
Wilson knocks them both down. Big free throws. Kansas ready to march on here. Alexander denied by Brown. And that should be Kansas ball, and it is. And the Jayhawks starting to feel it. They have lost their last 2 round of 32 games. Not to be denied here today in Fort Worth, despite an impressive effort by the Creighton Blue Jays.
Yeah, hat goes off to Creighton, undermanned, but still gave everything they had. But a better Kansas team.
Officials want to take a look at this. Quick review just to make sure. Right now, 6.7 seconds remain.
I'll tell you what, Kansas too, when they needed to lock in defensively the last few possessions, they were able to do it. We talked about, you know, a different kind of defensive team, but the size paid off with McCormick with his big block, and then right here the contest.
7 blocks for Kansas.
Yep.
None bigger than McCormick's block with Alexander going to the basket.
You know, you hate to say it, you know, what a difference it would have made if Kalkbrenner was playing, but unfortunately that's not the case. But Kansas did what they had to do in critical situations to ensure that they can walk out of here and continue to advance.
It's been a terrific effort.
Yes.
O'Connell on his way out. Greg McDermott making some substitutions here. Wanting to have some of these players with a moment. Sammy Osmani checks in. And now Hawkins in his 6th year of college basketball. There's his mother, Rhonda. 3 national championships at the D2 level and a terrific run in the NCAA tournament. But this is going to do it. And the Kansas Jayhawks are moving on to the Sweet 16. 3rd time in the last 5 tournaments, Kansas has advanced to the Sweet 16. Their 24th Sweet 16 appearance. That is 4th all time. And a hard-fought round 2 matchup here today. And Kansas advancing. And now they'll await the winner of Richmond and Providence. Couple of great games here today, Jimmy.
You know what? It really was, and it's never easy. And once you get into the tournament situation, because teams are fighting, scratching, clawing, you know, for their lives, so to speak. And Kansas just stayed steady. They took care of their business in critical situations. A little bit for Creighton, too. I thought they got a little tired down at the end, made some critical mental decisions that didn't bode well. But hat goes off to that team for putting everything into it.
So the number 1 seed in the Midwest moving on to Chicago. The Kansas Jayhawks advancing to the Sweet 16. And the end of the line for the Creighton Blue Jays out of the Big East Conference. Coming up next here on CBS, It's an 11-3 matchup. Michigan and Tennessee from Indianapolis. For Jim Jackson and Allie LaForce, our producer Tom Heights, director Andrew Greathouse, I'm Brian Anderson saying so long from Fort Worth. We'll send you to our studio right after these messages.